Hey, pussy, are you still there?
I actually admire that you can actually be this fake. And like when the TV comes on, how you can just change. You're the scum of the earth.
You don't doubt me, I couldn't do it. The odds that I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Lebanon, pound for pound, headshot dead. That's it.
What's up, baby boy?
Brother, we're fucking pumping it out today, my friend. I love it. Lots of good content coming everybody's way. And we finally gotten to the point of 2024 to where the fucking cards are about to start becoming bangers. Like all these fans are praising and want. Now we're getting there, baby. UFC 299 is here. A jam-packed card is here, and it's time to get into it, Murky. I've been
Absolutely,
excited to talk about
man.
this with my friend.
Yes, sir. Back again for another episode, UFC 299 breakdown. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, leave a comment, tell Dirty that he's fat and smelly.
That means you too, Inc. We'll test you and see how long you listen to the video.
And all right, man, let's get right into it. So UFC 299 headlined by Sean O'Malley and Marlon Chito Vera 2 for the bantamweight champion of the world, Dustin Poirier, Benoit St. Denis, Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page, Gilbert Burns, Jack Della Maddalena, Peter Yan, Song Yadong. That's the fucking main card from top to bottom. Every one of these guys is a main eventer.
Yes, sir. And and then you even get to the prelims. Curtis Blaydes, Jalton Almeida headlining the prelims.
Yeah.
Caitlin, she changed her name. Shakijian, but now she's Serminara. Versus Macy Barber, banger. Yep. Mataziv Gamrot versus Rafael Dos Anjos. Pedro Munez versus Kyler Phillips. You can't really go wrong with anything in the prelims or the main card. It's just every fight is good from top to bottom. And brother, I'm just excited to talk about them. There's ranked fighters in every single fight on this card.
That's crazy.
Not one fight doesn't have a ranked fighter on it in the prelims and in the main card. Come on, guys.
I know. That's insane. But let's do less UFC events to make them more stacked because apparently this isn't quality enough for people.
Well, if that's the case, then apparently what they're doing now with all of these fight cards still allow you to do this at $299. So it's still possible, folks. Shut the fuck up. We have multiple different champions. Come on, guys. Let's be real here.
All right, so let's. There's just so much to talk about here. Give what fight out of all of these are you most interested in? Because I think mine might surprise you a little bit.
I don't think so. The fight that I'm most interested in, personally, is Dustin Poirier, Benoit St. Denis.
Okay.
I feel like people are kind of more interested in, but is not quite there yet, is Michael Venom Page, Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think a lot of people give a fuck about Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera, to be fair.
I wouldn't say it like that. Yeah.
To me, it's just not as intriguing as it could have been if it was say Merab versus Sean O'Malley or
sure.
Like that. So, but then again, even Jack Della, Gilbert Burns has the potential to be a banger. But I really there's not a fight on here. The sleeper fight of the night, maybe Petr Yan, Song Yadong.
Yeah.
Now you're talking two elite strikers who are going to put on a show, but they're kind of getting overcasted by the rest of the main event, the main card.
Doubt. Yeah.
So, which fight are you most excited for?
Kevin Holland MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Holland MVP, I think is they made that fight for us. They made that shit for the fans. MVP 21-2, man. How have we not seen you in this organization yet? I'm just so excited. He has some of the craziest highlight reel knockouts that we've ever seen in mixed martial arts. His striking is just ridiculous. It's so dynamic and unpredictable. And Kevin Holland
out loudmouth though, bro.
Yeah, can't count old loudmouth out, man. Kevin Holland is a fucking gamer. I'm excited for that fight. Everything about that just excites the shit out of me. I just want to see, I want to see fucking Michael Venom Page walking out there, fucking hand raised. He's got the fucking snake in hand, baby, and we're ready to strike.
We'll see. I mean, it's a tough fight for both.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I mean,
So it makes it so interesting, right? And then, like you said, Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint Denis. Poirier is, people have been highlighting this the whole build up. Poirier's never lost 2 in a row. His entire career, he's never lost 2 in a row.
I think some of my picks for these cards might surprise you.
He just lost to Gaethje, but
did.
Man, I don't know. I mean, BSD Saint Denis is, oh man, that's a scary motherfucker, dude. That's a scary motherfucker.
Dustin Poirier is fucking good.
Dustin Poirier
is really fucking good.
He's world class. I mean, he's fucking world class.
And I've seen BSD go to fucking war with strikers. Dustin Poirier is not one of those guys you want to go to fucking war with because he is a warrior in himself. Like you have to knock out Dustin Poirier to beat him, dude. It's just it's going to be a tough fight all the way around. But let's start from the top, man. Let's not just jump all over the place. I feel like this is a card you can't really do that with because you got to hit every point and aspect of everything, especially for the fans who are listening. We want to make sure we kind of give our piece and go from there. So I'm down to start straight from the top and work our way down. And then we can just go from there. So let's start with the main event. Main event on the night, Sean O'Malley defending his title against Marlon Vera. So this is his first title defense, right?
First title defense. Yep.
Yeah. So first title defense coming off his big win against Aljamain Sterling, TKO KO. And now he's getting a chance to get his redemption back and get that one off his record, which is, it's going to be there, but anybody and everybody knows that he lost that fight simply because he got injured. I mean, I'm not going to, me even saying this is, I'm saying that as someone who watched it, he would have won that fight had he not got hurt.
Right.
So now he gets a chance to redeem himself again. And Chito Vera's, to be quite honest, he's coming off of he's coming off of an okay win, but he's coming off of a very ugly loss to Corey Sandhagen, where he didn't even look great at all. And then there's just nobody in front of him to give the title shot to, because obviously Dana was pissed off at Marab and everything going on. So no one really got the chance. So I think Sean O'Malley, I think he has this fight pretty locked in. I think where he's at now in his career, I think he's the way better fighter. I don't see a way that Chito Vera can beat him, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't either. I will say, I think Sean O'Malley wins a decision.
You think?
I do. Yeah. Because man, Chito, he's never been finished. He's never been finished in his career. And like, not saying that he can't be, everybody can be, but I just don't. I think it's a tough fight for O'Malley. I think he's going to have to bring him 5 rounds. But he did it with Jan, right? He beat Peter Yan and he beat a decision. So, like, I don't think that me saying O'Malley by decision or the fact that he has to go 5 rounds hurts O'Malley's chances at all. I think he has the ability to just piece up Chito for 5 rounds and win that decision. I think Cheeto's a really hard guy to finish. Especially a guy like O'Malley, right? Like maybe a really heavy grappler or Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist or somebody in that way that could get him in a submission, but that's obviously not Sean.
No,
he's going to have to knock him out to get a finish. And I don't know if Cheeto's the guy that he's going to do that to. But either way, which is even better for us, because I think we're going to be on the edge of our seats for fucking 5 rounds, just constantly like, oh my God, what, like it's going to be one of them things like anything could happen at any moment for fucking 25 straight minutes. I'm going to hook myself up to a fucking respirator.
Is it crazy to think that O'Malley gets him out in 1?
No, anything's possible. I don't see it because we've never seen anybody do that to Chito. So I don't.
But we also, the impressive ability of Sean O'Malley's pinpoint striking is.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen something like that in this division outside of, I mean, only guy with the length and ability to do stuff like that is probably Corey Sandhagen in that division. Everyone else is pretty short and, wrestles and grapples and, plays the ground and pound role. So we don't really get to see what we see out of Sean O'Malley. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got him out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe not in one, but I could see Sean O'Malley finishing him. I really could.
Okay.
Yeah, I could.
For sure.
Especially at the point where Marlon Vera is in his career. I mean,
that's true too. Yeah.
I could, and then how fresh and how young still O'Malley is. I could see him getting the finish inside the distance, but you could be right. This could just be a 5-round burner, which I don't think that would be a good look for O'Malley if it is, because I think the build up to this and the shit talk that he's put on, like he's to the point now where he's kind of locking himself in to want to be a superstar. So and unless he 5 rounds him in a dominant fashion,
that
rounds,
obviously depends on depends on the outcome for sure. Right.
So, I mean, but if it's like if it's a close 5-round fight, then it won't be a good look for him. So he's going to want to get him out of there to keep that superstar status and keep that name healthy, if you know what I'm saying. So
for sure.
But yeah, that's I think we're both on the same page with that one. Sean O'Malley over Marlon Vera. Co-main event. I mean, Dustin Poirier, OG in the game, legend of the sport, easily Hall of Famer in my opinion. If I just don't see how a guy like DP couldn't be a Hall of Famer. He's just been there. He's beaten the greats. He's fought the best.
Fought everybody. Yeah.
And he's just, there's never been a guy who you couldn't say always puts on a fucking show when he's in the octagon. I mean, dude, his fight with Max Holloway was one of the greatest ever. His fight with fucking Connor was awesome. Like his fight with literally Gaethje and anybody, Tony, like all those guys.
Michael Chandler.
Like that was a fucking war bloodbath, dude. So, So yeah, I mean it's hard to take away from him. His fight with Dan Hooker, man. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's fucking he beat Dan Hooker's ass so damn bad.
Yeah.
It's just this DP is one to not fuck with. Now, however, when you got God on one side, you always have the devil on the other. And Benoit Saint Denis is a grown man's worst nightmare. Yeah. Especially where we're at in the UFC and how intimidating this guy is to really anybody. I mean, he goes in there and gets a nasty fucking unorthodox head kick knockout over Matt Frevola. And then he gets his jump up in competition from Matt Frevola to fucking one of the legends of this division.
Yeah, it's still one of the top guys and has always been a top guy. Yeah.
And it could it have come at the best time for him? Possibly. I mean, you got DP coming off of a head kick knockout. Yeah. I mean, this could be that perfect moment for this guy to come in and solidify himself in that top 3 or top 5, top 3 and really make a name for himself for a title shot,
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to think we got him fighting Dustin Poirier, we got Gaethje fighting Max Holloway. And you got Charles, who's going to be fighting. Who's Charles fighting again?
Armin.
He was Armin Sharukian, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this could really bring him into that conversation of.
Yeah, he's going to be in the top. I mean, he's going to be at the top of the top. You beat the number 3 guy in the world.
Coming from number 12 to number 3 is going to be nuts.
Yeah, but
just
I mean,
all the competition in between him. I mean,
yeah, well, the lightweight division is just disgusting. So
nasty,
I mean, you're number 12. RDA is also older. He's fighting on this card.
He's fighting. Gomrot's fighting on this card as well.
Right.
So what happens if Gomrot gets a big win over RDA? I mean,
Gomrot's 6, RDA's 11. RDA's older. I don't that win's not obviously near as big as it would be for BSD, but
It's not, but he beat
I
a
think
legend and top 15 legend. Yeah.
I think if Benoit Saint Denis comes out and beats Dustin Poirier, which I don't, for the record, think is going to happen. I think this is going to be a little bit of a reality check.
You
I
think
hate
that
to
Dustin
pick.
Poirier is going to beat Benoit Saint Denis?
I do, yeah.
I do too. That was my pick.
Yeah, I do. I don't.
That's
I
my
mean,
pick, and I don't want to say that because I like BSD a lot, but I
no.
do agree with the levels to the game.
We've just seen it so much. Like we've
Yeah.
just seen it way too many times. Like, if BSD goes out and wins and we're wrong, then we're wrong. And it's like, okay, yeah, he really is fucking him.
And I'm happy. I would be happy. I'd be happy to be wrong in that scenario. But what I'm not going to do is be one of those idiots like I have in the past and say BSD is going to beat Dustin Poirier because he's just that motherfucker. Like, no, he's not. He hasn't met that motherfucker yet.
Right.
And he's about to. So is he that motherfucker? We don't know yet, but we're about to find out if he is or not,
Right. Right.
So, and a guy like Dustin Poirier is that guy to let you know, hey, I'm that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we saw it a couple of weeks ago. I know this is not like near as big of a comparison, but we saw it when Mike Malott fought Neil Magny. I mean, you got a guy who's up and coming who wanted to make a big name for himself, and then Neil Magny just showed him that veteran fighting. That there's still minutes left on the clock. I can still whoop your ass, and he pulled it off. And now we're gonna get to see another, big up and comer fight a guy who's an OG legend of the sport. And
absolutely,
we're gonna see it. But I agree that was gonna be my pick. That's my pick. Is I'm gonna take Dustin Poirier. I'm actually I don't think this fight goes the distance.
I don't either.
I think we're gonna see a boxing just a fucking some combo. I think we're going to see an uppercut and somebody's going to drop.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough, man. Even now that I'm thinking about it, like it's tough to think about picking against Benoit Saint Denis, but I mean, Poirier is just like, this is the upper echelon, the top of the cream of the crop, the top of the best division in the UFC. The best fighters in the world. So this is a true test, and I can't in this situation pick against Dustin Poirier.
I mean, it's like, I know this is probably like a stupid comparison, but it's like, have you ever been in like a luxury vehicle, like I'm talking like a Ferrari, Lamborghini? You ever looked inside one of them before?
Yeah.
Like you got a guy who's right now driving like the best fucking Honda on the lot, and he's about to step into a Lamborghini. Like when you step into a car like that, you got all these gears and shit. You don't know what to do. It's like, brother, you're about to step into the Octagon with a guy who has all of those gears, who has been to war with every fucking thing known to man. And he has every note in the book to beat you. Like there's nothing better. There's nothing BSD can do to Dustin Poirier that he hasn't already seen. So he's going to have to truly be that motherfucker. I mean, it's plain and simple, dude. It is what it is at the end of the day. And I'm not a big Dustin Poirier fan. I've grown to like him over the years. But I mean, fuck Louisiana. I'm not anything from the state of Louisiana or New Orleans. Like anybody in that whole parameter of that boot, I don't fuck with, because obviously I'm a dirty bird for life. I don't do the whole New Orleans, Louisiana, any kind of people from the swamp. Fuck them. So I've never really been a Dustin Poirier fan. But I've respected his boxing and I've respected his class for a long time. But it's just going to be hard for me to pick against him, even in a fight like this. So
absolutely.
I'm with you. All right, then we'll let you talk about this one since this is yours.
So Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page. I mean, I pretty much said everything I need to say in the lead up of this. This one, it just excites the shit out of me. Michael Venom Page is a little older. He's 36, but I mean, he's 21-2, man. He's coming from Bellator, obviously. So, skill level there in competition is a little bit different.
As we saw in Bellator versus PFL the other day.
Yeah. So we're going to see kind of how that transitions, right? Like we're going to see what that means. What that means against a top 15 guy. Kevin Holland's 13th. right
Yep.
now. So we're gonna see how, but Michael Venom Page, man, like anybody who strictly watches UFC and doesn't really watch many other promotions or any other fights or anything like that, just do yourself a favor, YouTube Michael Venom Page, because there's a plethora of fucking incredible knockout clips.
Highlights.
Yeah, just
For
absolute like crazy highlights too. He once kneed a man in the skull so hard that
Dented that shit.
it dented his skull. He caved his skull in. So for anybody that is unfamiliar with Michael Venom Page's game, leading up to UFC 299 this coming Saturday, do yourself a favor, do a little YouTube search. But again, that wasn't in the UFC. We're about to see
And
a
he's
fight in
also the
UFC.
guy though that fucking fought bare knuckle against Mike Perry.
Yeah, right. He's a fucking
So-
savage. He's a
Guy's
beast,
ruthless, dude.
Yeah.
But Kevin Holland ain't nobody to fuck with, dude. He's
Right,
shown
no.
time and time again where he can step up on any given Sunday. And I mean, the story of Kevin Holland speaks for itself. I mean, I just love that whole video they have of Dana White where he's like the lead up to any Kevin Holland fight. It's like, hey, call Big Mouth.
Right.
It's like, we know someone who will fight. Call him.
Yeah.
And then here he comes walking out, this fucking electric dude. He has the personality of anyone that you if you had to like say like, oh, that guy's fucking cool as shit. That's Kevin Holland, dude. His personality is electric. He's a fan favorite. Everybody likes him. But Michael Venom Page is a dog too, man. He's ruthless. I am excited for this because both of these guys striking is elite. If I don't want to see this fight go to the ground, I want to see some weird, crazy shit.
I don't see it going to the ground.
Kevin Holland can do spinning back kicks and flying shit too. So it's going to be fun to watch. Absolutely.
Yep. And then we got Gilbert Burns versus JDM, Jack Della Maddalena at welterweight. This is, again, you're talking about levels in competition.
This is another one just like DP versus Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah, here's another, big step up in competition. Jack Della Maddalena is ranked 11th. Gilbert Burns, I think, is 4th. Yeah. So, I mean, it's same kind of thing, not as big of a stretch as Saint Denis and Dustin Poirier, but it's pretty close. And but we've seen Jack Della Maddalena, man. He's a beast, but so is Gilbert Burns.
Dude, and he went what 3 rounds with what's his name? Fucking
who?
His name.
Who did?
His most recent fight against
whose most recent fight? Jack?
No, Gilbert Burns. Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
Where he was injured. Remember, he had like one hand the whole fight. He fought him 5 rounds with one hand, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
And still put up a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he lost another, one of Bilal Muhammad's decisions.
Yep.
And he's notorious
he
for.
Beat Jorge Masvidal. He beat Neil Magny. I mean, he lost a very close unanimous decision to Hamzat like 2 years ago. So it's like Gilbert Burns is still in there, bro. Yeah. Can't forget that. He's another legend of the sport.
And that's why it's a big step up, right? Like,
sure.
It's kind of like, I feel like you're looking at these fighters. One way to look at it would be you're looking at these fighters that may be now on the decline, that are kind of working their way out of the top 5 rankings. And you got these up and comers that are some fucking savages, and they're coming up. I mean, JDM's only 27 years old. Yep. This would be a huge win for his career. And I think I like JDM in this. I think JDM gets it done. But yeah, I mean, just I mean, these are so hard, man. They're so hard to pick. Like you're being asked to pick against some legends of the weight classes, some guys that have been doing this for so long and beat everybody and fought everybody. But I like JDM in this one.
The true test is going to be how he can withstand being on the ground with Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, because
standing, it's a close fight either way. I think both these guys can bang, but JDM probably packs a little bit more of a punch. But on the ground, I think Gilbert Burns is a little bit better. I mean, his BJJ is great. He's gone the distance with many great grapplers before. So if he's able to get to the ground, that's where the true test is going to show. This one I could see actually being kind of like that fight because obviously Gilbert Burns is a legend, so he knows what's coming. So he's going to have to play his cards right if he wants to win. So I think it's going to be, if I had to pick one or two way, I'm going to go with JDM by knockout or Gilbert Burns by decision.
Okay.
It's how I would play my two cards if I was to bet. And yeah, that's what I like.
Right. Then you got your first. This will be the first fight on the main event of UFC 299. This Saturday, it's Peter Yan versus Song Yadong.
I'm excited for this one, man. I really am. One, I want to see the redemption of Peter Yan.
Right.
And then two, I like Song Yadong. I do. Striking is elite. The guy is all around like equipped to be a champ.
Yep.
But you got a gatekeeper in front of you now. I mean,
for sure.
So it's definitely a true test. I like the odds in this. I think obviously Peter Yan is on a skid right now, where he's lost. Skid. Yeah, he lost a few in a row. And then Song Yadong's coming off of the win. So it's it's a very close fight. I mean, it depends. If we see 2001 Peter Yan, he's going to dominate Song Yadong.
Yeah.
But if we see 2003 Peter Yan, losing to O'Malley, losing to Marab, we may see Song Yadong win. But I think it's a lot close. I think the odds are about as accurate as they can get on this one.
Yeah, I like Peter Yan in this. I just don't think that the level of competition. Peter Yan's lost 3 in a row, but it's to the champion, potentially the next champion and the former champion. Yep. Right? It's to Aljamain, it's to O'Malley, and it's to Marab.
Yep.
Song Yadong is on a 2-fight win streak against Ricky Simon, Chris Gutierrez, and then he also lost to Corey Sandhagen, who Peter Yan beat.
That's correct.
So I don't really, I don't know. I like Peter Yan in this. I don't think Song Yadong is really on Peter Yan's level. Now, again, if we see Song Yadong win, I think that's really kind of marking the end for Peter Yan.
I agree.
Because I don't see how, right? I don't see how you can continue. Because then he's 16-5, you'd move to 16-6. And Song Yadong, for being such a younger fighter at 26 years old, he has, almost 30 professional fights.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of miles on the tires of Song Yadong as well, even at 26 years old. So I feel like these guys are really evenly matched up, and I just think the level of competition that Peter Yan has faced and beat is better than anybody Song Yadong has fought and beat. And I mean, he lost to the same guys that Peter Yan has beat. So I don't see Song Yadong winning this one. I definitely got Peter Yan.
I mean, I like Peter Yan in this barely.
Yeah, it's kind of like
a very
kind of a toss-up. Now this is kind of crazy.
It's really, like I said, it's really going to depend on which Peter Yan we see.
Yeah, for sure. And then so look, we move on to the prelims.
Yep.
A lot of people at prelims, whatever. A lot of people don't watch prelims. The thing that you're going to have to keep in mind for anybody listening to this is UFC 299 and UFC 300. These next 2 pay-per-views that we have coming up in March and April. You're going to want to make sure that you watch from beginning to end. Because these prelims are stacked just the same as the fucking main cards are. UFC 300 is built the same way. UFC 299 is also. Your main event or your headlining prelim is Curtis Blaydes versus Jailton Almeida, which are top-ranked heavyweights in the UFC. Jailton Almeida, obviously, I think is on a short list to start contending for a title soon. So this would be definitely one to get, a hurdle for him to get over, and Curtis Blaydes to where he can really, really do that. He enters that conversation.
I really want to hear your thoughts on this because I think we're opposites. Maybe.
My thoughts on what? Who
This
wins?
fight. Yeah.
My pick for this. I mean, I don't know. I don't like Jelton Almeida as a fighter. But he does what he has to do to win fights. Like he wins fights,
Sure.
but like they suck. Like they suck. They're shitty fights to watch, but he fucking wins. And like if he's so fucking big and strong, he just wrestles and then lays on top of people for 15 minutes.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna be able to do that against Curtis Blaydes.
Yeah. Right.
Curtis
I don't
Blaydes
know.
is a wrestler.
Right.
My pick is Curtis Blaydes. I'm picking Curtis Blaydes to win. Because I don't think Jelton Almeida is going to be able to do what he normally does. And I think we saw what we saw with Derek Lewis. And that was all that I needed to know, that he's not ready for the top 5 heavyweights. With that being said, Curtis Blaydes is where he's at for a reason.
Mhm.
And, yeah, he is, he's had a rough last fight or two.
Yep.
But let's not forget that for a second there, Curtis Blaydes was one fight away from fighting for the title.
Yeah, I mean, he got knocked out in the first round by Pavlovich. If that didn't happen, but obviously it did happen.
Yeah,
he got
and he was
knocked
also
out by Derek Lewis.
The Tom Aspinall fight, where he won that because Tom Aspinall broke his leg, but still, that fight there, that was one fight away from being either in fighting for the title or
right.
being the number 1 contender. So
yeah, I I'm not really happy about it, but yeah, I understand. I get all that. I don't know. I don't see. I don't know. I think Jelton Almeida is too fucking big. He's too fucking strong. I think he's gonna do the same shit, or he strikes or submits him. But I think Jelton Almeida. This fight is set up for Jelton Almeida to win. He's just, it's like he seems like he's on this upward trajectory that really has no stopping point as of yet. But I mean, again, we're looking at, when you look at rankings, Almeida's 7, Curtis Blaydes is 5. It's not a huge jump, but
Almeida is the underdog.
Yeah, anything can happen once you start getting into that top 5. Yeah, it should be favored or pretty close to even odds. But I think once you start getting into the top 5 in any of these divisions, man, it's like it's a way different ball game.
But he's smaller than Curtis Blaydes. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I mean,
you're a heavyweight. He's not a super big heavyweight, but he's big in the sense of he's muscular. Most heavyweights that have size on him are fat.
But we saw him though. This was
Curtis Blaydes is fat. He's not fucking muscular.
This is a 3-round fight, so it's going to be a little different. Versus when he fought Derek Lewis, it was a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I've always liked Curtis Blaydes. I never hated him. I always thought he was good.
I'm indifferent.
Almeida, that performance against Derek Lewis just didn't impress me, man.
He just laid on him for 5 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't feel like he's going to be able to do that against Curtis Blaydes and win. It's just like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, and if Curtis Blaydes catches him, I mean,
maybe
night.
We'll see. Then you got your women's flyweight. Is this your first women's fight? Yeah, first women's fight.
First and only.
Caitlin, what's her last name now?
Serminara.
Okay. Against Macy Barber.
Yep. I like Macy Barber in this one.
Yeah, definitely like Macy Barber in this. Like Macy Barber pretty much anytime, but I'll definitely take her in this fight.
Both of them. What do you mean? Just have a fucking scissor fight. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Roll out the red carpet. Let's take it back to WWE fucking WrestleMania lingerie match. I'm fucking game, son.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I mean, Macy Barber's coming off a knockout win of Amanda Ribas. 5-fight win streak, 4 decisions previous to that, but then a knockout of Amanda Ribas. I think she's starting to get up there, man. She's getting up in the rankings.
Yep.
And this is going to be a good one for sure. So
she also have another person who's fought the champs, and she's been around that top 3, top 5 for a long time too. So it's like, it's a true test. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then at the end of this month, this is in the women's flyweight division at 125. So at the end of this month, you have Erin Blanchfield, Manon Fiort.
Yep.
On March 30th in Atlantic City, which is the number 2 and number 3 ranked. So I mean, number 6 and number 4 are fighting here, and Macy Barber, and then Erin Blanchfield, Manon Fiort are fighting. That's the 2 and the 3.
Yep.
Nothing for Grasso or Shevchenko announced as of yet, I don't believe.
I don't know what they're going to do about that. That may be like 301.
I don't know. That's in Brazil. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. But this fight and the fight on March 30th, I think, has definitely like some title implications for what's going to come next to that women's flyweight division for sure.
Because I'll be honest, if I wanted to see something, like, you got to give Erin Blanchfield, I mean, not Erin Blanchfield, you got to give Alexa Grasso a fight before the end of the year. I mean, it's just got to happen.
Yeah.
She hasn't fought. It's been 4 or 5 months now since their last fight.
Yeah, for sure. So she'll,
But
and I mean,
you obviously have
twice. So
you obviously have.
No, it was a draw.
It was a draw. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think she has to run it back with.
Got to run it back. Yep. So, but with that, you want to see Grasso fight in the Sphere for next.
That's in September,
the International Fight Week or whatever, or not?
September.
Mexican Independence Day, right? Yeah. So, like, imagine like her versus, if she beats Shevchenko, versus Erin Blanchfield or Manon Fiort, which that fight intrigues me a lot because I like both of them.
Yeah.
So, but I like Macy Barber in this. I think she's about to take down a, older legend.
Yep.
So I think she's up and coming for sure. And then here we go with the next one, Gamrot versus RDA. This one's has a lot of implications in my opinion too. You have Gamrot, who's coming off of a few big wins, one Jalen Turner being one of them, and you have RDA coming off of a win recently as well. So both of these guys are still kind of walking in the picture. Both of them have been around. So Gamrot definitely has the edge, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he'll end up getting it done. But I mean, it's been a while since he fought. I feel like he was supposed to fight and then it got pushed. Because he beat, was that September? Yeah, so it's been October, November, December, January. So it's been
6 months,
almost 6 months since he fought Fazeev. Mm-hmm. And Fazeev got hurt, right? Wasn't it? He got injured, broke his leg, right?
I forgot about that.
He pulled like the Conor McGregor and like.
No, I don't think it was that bad, was it?
I mean, it's put him out for a damn near. He won't be back until the end of the year, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay.
So. But yeah, so I mean, I like the fight. I think Gamrot gets it done, but damn, I feel bad for Fazeev, dude. He had such a good chance to be something special, and he could. And then again, this is what we kind of are like. This meant the fight when he fought Justin Gaethje. It's kind of what we could see potentially with Poirier Saint Denis,
for sure.
Like that kind of fight,
for sure.
So who knows what that's to play out to be?
Yep.
But Gamrot as a minus 345 favorite seems about accurate.
Yeah.
But you can't count RDA out at all.
No,
he's been in the game for a minute. I mean, I get it.
Man.
He lost to Vincent Luque, and he also has lost to Fazeev as well. But I mean, he's a veteran in the sport too. So
yeah, he's 39, man. He's old, but he's always shows up in shape. Always puts on a show.
For sure.
And then you got Pedro Munoz in bantamweight. This is your first on the prelims, first fight of the night on the prelims, aside from your early prelims. Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips.
Yep. And then Pedro Munez is coming off of a loss to Marlon Vera. So
yeah, right.
That was almost, what was that? I don't even know when that was. September, probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, something like last year. Collar Phillips on a little bit on a 2-fight win streak right now. But
like
nowhere near the competition again of Pedro Munez.
Remember me talking about his profile picture on the UFC page?
I know, it looks so crazy.
Looks like fucking Jesus, dude.
Yeah. I mean, looking at Pedro Munez, I don't know. I mean, he got a win over Chris Gutierrez, then lost to Cheeto. Collar Phillips really hasn't fought anybody. So
I mean, they have him as a pretty heavy favorite, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, right. I just think, I don't know. It seems to be like the theme of the card, right? Like up and comers versus veterans.
Sure.
Seems to be like the theme of this entire card. I mean, minus the main event, I guess you could say Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera is not that, but I mean, anybody else, man, it's pretty interesting to see kind of how they match all those different things up like that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I mean, then we got your early prelims. I don't really want to beat this to death too much more.
Nah, I agree.
Crazy in depth.
I mean, we've been going at it all damn day.
Yeah. So. Micah Pereira, also super exciting guy. He's on the early prelims. I mean, this motherfucker, he's the guy that backflips and fucking stomps on people and shit. Yep. If anybody's ever seen some of his clips, Joanne Wood, CJ Vergara, another Kazakhstan, Asu Almabayev, is fighting CJ Varga.
Kazakhstan guys, bro.
Sure, he's 18-2. Yeah, absolutely. He's a minus 500 favorite. Just looking at the early prelims, if I had to pick somebody to kind of keep the eye out on for the early prelims, I'm going to go with Asu Almabayev at 18-2. He's a minus 500 favorite against CJ Vergara. I definitely like the Kazakhstan guy in this fight against the American.
Dude, you're pretty good at announcing names, man. I don't know if I've ever told you that. I suck. How would you pronounce the guy fighting Michael Pereira's name? Guy. How would you pronounce his last name?
Alexajic.
Damn.
Alexij. Yeah, Alexajic. Alexajic.
That's pretty damn good.
I think that's pretty close.
That's pretty damn good, man.
Now, I don't know about Robelis Despagne. I think that's
who is
Robelis Despagne. He's fighting Josh Parisian.
Desbane.
Okay.
Desbane. Robelis Desbane.
Yeah, we're going to do an entire episode one time of us fucking trying to pronounce fighters' names.
That would actually be pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, let's just put out a bunch of fucking UFC fighters. We'll go through and try to pronounce their names because I'm fucking 80% up without a doubt.
But all right, man, that's all I got. I'm super excited. 299 this fucking Saturday. This video will be out sometime this week leading up to the build-up of the fight. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. Let us know what fight you're most excited for.
We got more to come too, man. I mean, I know if you're listening to this now, then you've already probably heard our most recent interview with Joe Giannetti on his upcoming fight this month. And then we also, Murky was able to line us up a couple of more interviews, TBD to come on that. But these should also be up in the next coming months. Some guys over in some big organizations like Cage Fury, some big time promotions. So we're looking forward to that. Keep riding with us. Seems like we learned a lot this week about what it's like to start fucking getting something behind your name, because you start building a bunch of people who want to talk a lot of shit. So guess what? You guys don't phase us. Fuck y'all. We'll be doing what we do until we fucking stop. And if you got a problem with it, come on the show. Talk some fucking shit. We about the life. We don't give a fuck. We want to hear it. We want we want it. So man, that's all I got. I just it's so funny to see these MMA Twitter accounts. Like, young kids and middle-aged 20-year-olds think that they fucking have been watching UFC since they were fucking 12. Like, guys, I'm in my 30s. I've been watching UFC since it started. Since it fucking started. Like, right. Dude, oh God, the fan base of the UFC now from what it was fucking 15 years ago is the complete opposite. Like, it blows my mind, dude. Like, these kids nowadays don't know what it's fucking like to call your fucking friends, plan out going to fucking a local bar, staying up on your mom and dad's dollar, hoping to fucking be able to fucking see a Hooters girl pop a tit or something while you're in the middle of watching Rampage, fucking get leg kicked by Forrest Griffin and fucking 1 a.m. back in fucking, like, you guys get to sit behind. I mean, we do too now. It's the luxury of technology and growth. Back then, you know, you had to plan out pay-per-view parties and you had to plan that shit out. Now you get to fucking sit behind a computer screen and fucking, you know, watch it on Discords and shit.
Yeah,
with
and
your
then
buddies,
talk shit and act like you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly, man. Like, back in the day when you were out there, I was fucking 18 years old at a bar, like, ready to fight a fucking grown-ass man.
Yeah.
Now you sit on a computer screen and you fucking talk on Twitter. It's different, bro.
Amen.
Fighting's different. I want more fights every week because nowadays they wouldn't be able to keep up. Like, I think I told you the other day when me and Nick and all of us, we tried to go out and experience what we did when we were younger again. I mean, obviously you get 30 fucking plus year old guys, men out in fucking public trying to watch fighting. We went to this place to watch a fight night and they were like, sorry, we don't show fight nights. It brings out the wrong crowd. We're like, what the fuck?
Right.
You're a bar.
You guys.
You're a bar. I'm like, dude, 15 years ago, man, it was a fucking madhouse in those places, dude. And now all they show is this, and you can't even go there to watch a damn fight night. It's kind of crazy, but so whatever, dude. But
anyway, on to the next one, man. We'll be back. We got a couple videos coming this week. Like you already said, we got some more interviews and on to the fucking next one.
Yes, sir, Murky.
Peace, baby.
Peace.